Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you made it to the weekend. It was a short week given the fact that we had Memorial Day on Monday, but now with the new weekend ahead, will it be as delightful as it's been the last couple of days? We're going to examine that, but you can see right now visibility isn't all that bad. We've had some foggier mornings. That's not the big issue this morning. Temperatures are also on the cool side, but we have 3 miles visibility in Jacksboro, 10 miles of visibility in Knoxville would be the maximum, so it looks pretty good there. Temperatures are currently in the 50s and 40s. I mean, when you look at Jonesville, 46, Jacksboro, 48, it feels like it's autumn. Maybe it's time for football time in Tennessee. No, it's not just yet. Not yet. We're not there yet, but it may feel like it. 56 currently in Oak Ridge, 57 in Knoxville, and we have 52 degrees in Sevierville. Curious to know what temperature you have. We'll check that out here in a second because I know that you may have a similar reading that maybe matches with this as far as the official number. 57 is at McKee Tyson Airport. I'm on YouTube and on Facebook. Leave me a comment on either platform. I'll do my best to magnify your voice. Marilyn Bell says she's loving this beautiful weather, sunny and enjoying the day, everyone. Difference today, I think, Marilyn, is going to be the high clouds. It's not going to affect too much in the way of the visibility, obviously, but those high, thin cirrus clouds will be present today, and it's still delightful because the humidity will stay low. But temperature right now in Maryville, 52. Good morning to you in Blount County and Rockwood, Harriman, as well as Kingston, right about, say, 52 degrees. Crossville, also in the low 50s this morning. As far as the radar is concerned, nothing to see here, but that could change and will likely change before the weekend is through. The Ultimate Doppler Radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza. If you're making plans for lunch this afternoon, consider marcos.com. Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville. They also have locations in Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, as well as Middlebrook, Pike, and Ebenezer Road. They're under new ownership, new leadership, better than ever. They're also corporate sponsors of No Kid Hungry. They give back quite a bit to the local community. By the way, Pepperoni Magnifico might be a consideration, if not for lunch, maybe dinner tonight. If you are looking to have some food ordered in. New Pozzoli, also a great lunch item too. So check them out. Certainly you can check that out. Also want to mention football schedule. I mentioned football time in Tennessee may feel like that when you're in the 40s. But take a look at this element here. I'll show you. They have sent off the football schedule. Marcos did. They've got the Chattanooga game, if you didn't know, is actually on August 31st. And it'll be followed up by my alma mater. On the 7th of September, they take on NC State away. So it's kind of interesting to see. It's also nice because you can get some extra coupons, but be on the lookout for that. It might be in your mailbox today. Maybe it comes in this weekend. So Marcos, thank you for them. They are my sponsor for this weather segment. Let's get back to the weather. Not much to see in the state of Tennessee with the exception of maybe Memphis. They're getting some rain showers in those areas back toward to the west, around Little Rock and further south into Mississippi. You can see there's also some wet weather across the upper plain states. I'm looking at the Dakotas, mainly South Dakota and Minnesota, while they've had some very active weather in Texas. Last I checked, and because I am a note taker, let's see here, they had there were 2 tornadoes yesterday. Both of them were in Texas. And we had 7 tornadoes around the country the day before. So it's still happening. There's still a lot going on, even though we have been enjoying the benefit of nice weather the last couple of days. Thank you, Marilyn, for being on YouTube. Back on Facebook, any comments, let me know. I'd love to see and be able to magnify your voice here on a Friday morning. It is now what is it? It is the last day of May. What happened to the clock? Where did the time go? Yes, we're on the last day of May. Tomorrow is the official start of hurricane season, which we're going to look at here momentarily. And we're also marking tomorrow as the first day of meteorological summer. What does all that mean? We'll talk about that too. But I do have some comments. Carrie says good morning, and she's got her cup of coffee and the sunshine. Good to see Carrie here. Good morning. And everyone have a fantabulous day. Love that word. Heading to Texas today to see family. You're heading into the crosshairs of the severe storms, Carrie. So make sure you grab the Captain Accurate Weather app so you can stay informed whenever storms come by. Anytime you're within 15 miles of a thunderstorm, you will get notifications for lightning, which is also very beneficial. Fred says good morning. Loving these beautiful days. And Darlene says, good morning, David. Glad to have Darlene here as well. So if this is the national map, well, we're kind of in that slice of nice weather. It'll continue today. I think we had the tendency, I do anyway, to get spoiled. And it may be worth noting, as we've now marked the last day of May today, today is the last day of May, that we are going to finish with a very large surplus of moisture. The rainfall that came in at McGee Tyson this month was 8.5 inches. 8.52. The normal is 4.13. That means we had more than 4.5 inches above normal. It's like having 2 Mays rolled up into one. A very wet month puts us in the 4th spot out of, now, it's just not top 4. That's 4 out of 153 years of record keeping. They go back all the way to 1871. And clearly, far and away, the wettest Mays were 1974 and 1984 when we exceeded 10 inches of rain, almost 11 there in 1974. So it's been wet before in the month of May. It's worth noting we did pick up 1.5 inches of rain on Memorial Day, which made people feel very frustrated. So if some might have said, why couldn't we have had this nice weather over the holiday? I'm just the messenger. It's just where things are. And speaking of messengers, our friends at NOAA have removed every area in East Tennessee from dryness. Remember, we had some patches of yellow last week. Well, the drought monitor came out yesterday morning. The areas that might have been dry in Claiborne County or back towards, say, even toward Oak Ridge are all gone. They're all dried up. So basically, the whole state looks good in terms of the drought. If there's no drought here, maybe a few yellow areas near Jonesboro, well to the west. There's still some dry areas in parts of Texas. Most of East Texas is fine, but it's southern sections of New Mexico that might have the worst patch of red there from the latest report from our friends at NOAA. So thanks for them. Visibility I mentioned is not an issue this morning. If you're heading out the door, you might want to grab those sunglasses. Temperature right now, 48. Can you believe it? 48 in Jacksboro, 57 in Knoxville. The normal low, by the way, this time of year is 61. So that is certainly a nice change of pace. If you like the cooler air, this is one of those days. When you're in the 50s in the morning, this time of year, it is pretty delightful. And the dew point temperatures are in the 40s and 50s too, so it's going to feel pretty sweet. But it can't stay like this forever. It's almost summer. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to see this green ooze, the higher dew points in Memphis, start to advance here for the second half of the weekend. Because by the time we hit Saturday morning, it will be humid in Jackson, Tennessee. It should be pretty humid in Memphis, Tennessee, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., but it's fine here. It's really starting to advance into Nashville by the end of tomorrow afternoon. And by the time we move into Sunday morning, you'll start to feel maybe a little bit of a difference as it slides in like so. So all that green area in Knoxville by midday Sunday, by the time maybe church services are letting out, you say, oh my, man, this summer's back. It feels icky and sticky. And we've got showers and storms to throw in for good measure, too. So that will be the changing pattern next week. Wind speed's not moving much right now, 7 miles an hour. It's 0 in Oak Ridge. We have calm winds. But look at the difference in temperature. Our friends in Charleston, West Virginia, 46. Roanoke's 50, while there's 71 in Memphis and Tupelo. I mean, that's pretty amazing stuff. So, I mean, if you like the contrast, you like weather that's changeable, well, you get it when you live here, for sure. Good morning again to Carrie, to Fred, and Darlene. And if you're on YouTube, I'll keep checking more notes. Thank you again for Marilyn's note here at 6:49. My goal is to be done here in 11 minutes. Got a lot to cover. I'm going to cover some things that I have not covered publicly haven't talked about the hurricane season. Let's talk about it. Our friends at the National Hurricane Center and NOAA did come out with their outlook around the 23rd of May. They're expecting 17 to 25 named storms. That's a lot of storms. Hurricanes could number between 8 and 13 by the estimation there. And major hurricanes, those are the ones that are Category 3 or higher, 4 to 7. Now, what's interesting is my premium members know, because I have notes. I take notes. Let's come back on camera. I have notes. Back on St. Patrick's Day. How long was that? It was a long time ago. That was at the end of spring break. I put out an observation. I said I would expect somewhere around 25 named storms, 13 hurricanes, and 6 majors. 25, 13. Well, they had 4 to 7. I had 6. I had a very similar outlook back on St. Patrick's Day. Well, that's why they call you Captain Accurate. Well, I don't know if it's verified yet, right? But I did keep in line with what this is just coming out. Our friends that are premium members knew about this for quite some time. I even posted this image for them. I said, if we get 25 named storms, what would that look like? It would cover everybody from Alberto all the way to William. But then we'd have to use some extra names. You mean these are the names for this year? Yes, they are. They start with Alberto, then they go to Burl, then to Chris. And maybe some of you might be named Debbie. followed by Ernesto. Those are the names for this calendar year. Then again, hurricane season starts tomorrow. Doesn't mean we're going to have a hurricane of consequence starting tomorrow, but that's something we'll be watching. And if we go into that 25 range, you'd be going into the alternate list. That would be, I guess, all the way to Deshaun. Caridad and Deshaun would take you to 25 names. So there's a lot of names on this list. They did dispense of using Greek letters. The naming of that has changed, but there is an alternate list should they and if they need it. Now, if this is an active year, the last one we had of similar consequence was 2020. The map looked pretty crazy. You get lots of name storms. It has implications if you are taking a cruise or spending some time at the beach this upcoming summer. Again, August and September tend to be the most active months. Back in 2020, one of the big storms was Laura. Some of you may remember that. There were obviously a lot of noteworthy observations from that storm having some great impact across parts of the Gulf of Mexico. Now, going back to our local weather, high clouds, yeah, we're going to see those. You can see some of the thicker clouds in blue beginning to advance from Nashville back toward Knoxville. A little closer view shows a little bit of a hazy sun, so they will be in and out for the day, but it's still delightful. Sun came up at 6:21, goes to bed at 8:47, and as you head out the door here on the last day of May, I can assure you you're going to be probably smiling because we just don't have to carry the umbrella. We'll need that later this weekend. Should be around 67 at 10. And should be around 78 degrees at 2. Here's my forecast for today. Low 80s. Many of us reach the upper 70s to near 80, 81, 79 for Sevierville, about 82 for Kingston, and about 79 for Oneida. Those are my expectations here on a Friday. So hopefully you will be able to seize the day, enjoy the day, because this slice of nice weather will likely come to an end as we head into the weekend. By the way, if you wanted to keep a recap, as I provide for my premium members, the cool days would be the ones marked in blue. This is kind of like an extended almanac going back for the whole month of May. So we started off at 81 on the 1st of May and so on. Anything that's orange would be above average. Anything that's gray would be near average. But if you like to keep track of, maybe for your garden, your landscaping, you're kind of curious, is it cool, is it warm? Well, take your pick. Every day has been a little different. Yesterday's high was 78. I suspect we'll get down to back to 81 this afternoon. Headlines as we start here at 6:53. Low humidity, delightful today. Spots of rain will be west toward the plateau. I think it's west of I-75. So I would say Wartburg, Crossville, Jamestown, you may receive a spotty rain shower tomorrow. But showers and storms will increase on Sunday with a 60% chance. Currently, and right now, 7-mile-an-hour wind out of the north-northeast. We have 57 degrees. Relative humidity is at 83%. Dew point is at 52. Here's my valley planner. As you plan the day, because it feels good all day, we can declare it as delightful. But there will be some high clouds, hazy sunshine for sure. Normal high 82 this time of year. That goes up to 83 tomorrow, which is the 1st of June. The start of meteorological summer starts tomorrow. So that's usually, we just block the time of June, July, August. We think of that as meteorological summer because we know the official start of summer doesn't occur until June 20th. That's astronomically speaking. That's the summer solstice. That's the longest day of the year, and that occurs at 4:50. 4:50 in the afternoon is the summer solstice this year on the 20th of June. Precipitation chances jump up to 60% on Sunday, and then it stays a little unsettled, typical summer pattern going into Monday and beyond. Speaking of the storms, I heard Kerry say going to Texas. There's going to be some hot spots here in Texas, Houston especially, in the yellow areas. There could be some isolated severe storms in Dallas, but if you look further north, just to the east of Denver, there's some hot spots from our friends at the Storm Prediction Center. They believe could have scattered severe storms. We could also group Waco, Austin, San Antonio, and Victoria. Galveston may have some isolated severe storms, as could Memphis, but really no worries here. We will continue to enjoy beautiful weather. Saturday looks like this. It begins to expand into West Tennessee. We have some yellow areas east of Denver, all the way into West Texas for scattered severe storms, but many areas in the Lone Star State, Louisiana, Mississippi, could find some isolated severe storms tomorrow. Really cuts off. You'll notice when I said west of I-75, that pretty much lines up with where they see it as well. Most of the thunder, if we see any, could be west of I-75 on Saturday. Meanwhile, Sunday, no severe storms here, but there could be some further north into the Dakotas, into Nebraska. For scattered severe storms, the green areas, dark green, isolated severe storms could appear. but all of Tennessee on Sunday could get general thunderstorms just shy of severe limits, but still could be disruptive for your outdoor plans. So as far as the time is concerned, it's 6:55. Want to show you the future cast and guide you through the next couple of hours. You'll notice by midday today, it's still nice and dry, but the other end of the state, it's raining and possibly still storming around Memphis. Those are the hot spots for today on your Friday. High pressure is anchored to our east. We've got rain coming into Nashville by 11 o'clock tonight, potentially. As this low begins to work its way northward, it's going to drive in some rain possibly to the west areas of I-75. By Sunday, it looks like this. This is Sunday. This is why you may want to pack the umbrella, especially if you're heading out early. Maybe you're headed off to church services, but you'll keep an eye on this because, again, by Sunday afternoon, it's going to be widely scattered. I do expect we'll find generally, in terms of rainfall amounts, could very well pick up about 1/3 of an inch by the time Sunday is through. I got a couple of notes from you. Wanda says it's foggy here in Newport. Thank you, Wanda, for that update. In Cocke County, they've got some fog. Thank you for that update. Dawn Rumsey says, good morning, my friend. It's a beautiful morning here in Caryville. Porch sitting with my coffee. I love it. And some might want to sip some iced tea on the porch later on this evening, as we'll be seeing an increase of high clouds for tonight. But as we're looking at this map, this is a Sunday midday snapshot. This represents lunchtime on Sunday, and you can see between that front, both the cold front and the warm front, we're going to be in the warm sector, more humidity, more scattered showers with essentially partly sunny skies. By Monday, that front pushes away, but showers will still linger on the back side of that front, so that's why I've left a chance of rain on Monday as well. Another way to look at this is our future cast, a little closer in, a different model, different solution, but I can tell you, this model does not discern, this model does not detect high cirrus clouds all that well. We know they're going to be there, but again, mostly sunny will be the expectation because most of these clouds today should be about 25,000 feet up, mainly higher, high, thin cirrus clouds. But 81 degrees, I think, is where we'll be headed today. As we head into tonight, we're going to find more high clouds, and I would expect even some patches of fog like what Wanda's experiencing would be possible in spots tomorrow morning. Saturday, here's 6 a.m., looks dry. This model puts some of that rain near Cookeville, perhaps by later in the morning. Tries to move into the Crossville area, but moves into drier air and may fall apart. That's why I left the wording as spotty. Spotty storms or showers on Saturday, mainly west of I-75. Now there's the end of the day, there's 5 o'clock. You can see some of the rain has made it, by this model's view, into Crossville by the end of Saturday afternoon. And then eventually it'll start to work its way back in here on Sunday. So our forecast for today, 81, mostly sunny. Sure, there will be some high, thin clouds, but it's still delightful just for the fact that there's no humidity. That's compliments of our northeast wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. High temperature in Wartburg, about 80. A high temperature Crossville, 77. And if you're in Maryville, Alcoa, look for a high of 81 degrees this afternoon. It is now 6:58. If you're traveling today, we heard Carrie's headed to Texas. If this is the case for you, you may find obviously more warmth, more humidity back further west of Memphis, but 85 in Nashville today. Look for a high in Atlanta, 83. And if you're headed east towards Charlotte, high temperature there about 80 this afternoon. Low temperature tonight, 56. High clouds still cool. Light and variable winds. They'll generally be out of the east-northeast to start. But tonight we should drop down to 56 in Knoxville, Morristown, White Pine, and Talbot. 56 for Jefferson City, Dandridge, Newport, as well as Sevierville. And about 57 for Crossville, when a normal low is about 61. So we're still running about 5 degrees below average. Here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. 83 on Saturday. Looking for a high of 81 on Sunday. If there's any adjustments that need to be made, I will give you an update this afternoon. But I anticipate the humidity to come roaring back when you find lows in the mid to upper 60s for this part of the world, for this part of the country. Yeah, that's sticky, especially compared to the way it is right now, because right now it feels fantastic if you've been outside for any length of time. It's comfortable, and that comfort level will disappear once those lows come back into the 60s. So very thankful for you. By the way, if you have any notes, let me know. It is now 7 o'clock straight up. Thank you, Wanda and Dawn and Carrie and Mary and anyone that might be watching a little bit later. YouTube, I want to say thanks to Marilyn. Just a reminder, if you haven't checked out the Captain Accurate Weather app, it is a fantastic tool to have with you as you head maybe to the beach this summer. maybe you're hanging out by the lake locally or a swimming pool area. All the National Weather Service alerts are equipped. They come to the app itself, plus you get 3 extras, plus the lightning alerts, which really want to underscore in the summertime because they're very important. You get alerts when anytime lightning strikes within 15 miles of your location. So we want to check out the free app. Also, if you want to consider Captain Accurate Premium, just hit the subscribe button. It's very helpful if you want to know weather that goes beyond the next 7 days. We've been talking about early July for the last couple of days. So we're running way ahead of the 7-day forecast. If you are a premium member, you get insight intel on the weather and what might be trending. You're also the first to see every forecast that I put out, typically 30 minutes to an hour before it's posted on the app or online. You get more Facebook Lives. You get fewer ads. There's just a lot of benefits. It's just 16 cents a day. That's $4.99 a month. And you can cancel at any time. Many of us have been with me for more than a year and a half, and they still are there. They must like what's being posted. I'm giving about 15 to 20 posts a day. So that's about a little more than you're getting better than a penny a post with some of the information, including the hurricane intel that they had seen since St. Patrick's Day. So if you're interested in that type of weather, what kind of summer we're going to have, that's all pretty much been posted on the premium side. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.